Myself, and then I will request Neeraj and Devdutt to introduce themselves, and then we will hand it over to Professor Balaji, who will begin the webinar. I work with the Ministry of Petroleum as a social sector specialist, and for several years I've been causing incredible performance in my work, and also as a facilitator for CIP. Neeraj, Neeraj, could you please introduce yourself?
Family साथ में आ गई.
Good morning, everybody. I am Neeraj. I worked for almost 2 decades in dairy sector across the entire supply chain, and have done a large number of innovative and very far-reaching projects, including Pashu Aadhaar, which is similar to Aadhaar for kettles for the country, on which country's breeding program run. Okay, I've been also causing incredible performance all along, and now I'm facilitating and helping people to cause incredible performance. Thank you, Nidhi.
Devdutt?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Just before I introduce myself, just to let you know that I'm recording this call for our own development, just to let you know that. And my name is Devdutt. I'm part of the CIP Academy. I have been a leadership development coach for the last 15 years, and I currently work in an Indian multinational in the learning and development team. Really excited to be on this call and to welcome you all. Back to you, Nidhi.
I now request Professor Balaji. Professor Balaji has been working for several years. He's a fellow from IIM Ahmedabad, and for several years he worked in the academics, and then for several years in the corporate sector. I think he's online now. I'm going to request him. Balaji, please take over.
Okay, so let me start the webinar. First of all, very sincere apologies for this delay. Nothing I could do about it given the technology. So can I request all of you to keep your phones on mute, please? Can you hear me? Nidhi, can you hear me?
Yes, you're very clear. Voice is very clear. Please go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, welcome to this webinar on causing incredible performance. As Nidhi introduced, my name is Balaji, and I came up with the causing incredible performance framework. And since then, the amount of work which we have done amongst the facilitators with more than 400 participants, etc., it has enriched this framework quite a lot. And the status of the framework currently. Nidhi, please put everybody on mute. Okay, so the richness of the framework as of now is thanks to the work of the facilitators, the participants whom we have trained, and every coaching session we have with the participants, they all added to the framework of what it is now. Neeraj, is the slide on?
Slides are on. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know I can't see the slide on my phone.
Sir, you use your laptop to see the slides and let me know which slide you want me to.
I can't connect to the laptop, that's the problem.
No, laptop in offline mode.
Oh, okay. So I'm on slide number 1. So I'll keep saying
Yeah, you
move
please
and
keep on telling which slide. I will be on that slide.
okay, good. We're still on slide number 1. And so I acknowledge, and after I came up with this framework and the kind of work which we have done with the framework, I have devoted my life to enable people producing astonishing results in anything they want in their lives. And I acknowledge your interest in this webinar and I value it. Can you move to the next one, please? So let me hear from some of you. What made you interested in this webinar? Maybe 4 or 5 of you can speak, unmute your phone, speak, and then we'll move on. What made you interested in this webinar?
How to improve performance, sir. Basically, I am in the business of educational management and pharmaceutical services currently. So especially when it is educational services, when we are now functioning virtually, how do we create classroom experiences at different levels, school,
Okay,
college, university?
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. So who is speaking? Please say your name at least. Yeah.
So this is Sharat Chetlu.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, Sharat. What made you interested in this webinar?
So I've had the privilege of being a participant when initially the CIP was framed at the nascent stages and introduced. So over a period of time, I understand this has helped to cause incredible performance to 400 plus odd projects. So now I wanted to see how I could draw something to cause incredible performance both in my professional career and in my personal life.
Yeah, thanks. And for everybody's information, it was Sharat who gave the first break to do a 2.5-hour session, the very, very early stages of CIP in his company at that time. Thanks, Sharat. I remember that very well. Yeah, who else would like to say what interested you in this webinar?
Hello, I'm Mithali Mukherjee. I'm a scientist. I'm a scientist, chief scientist at the Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, and I got introduced to this through Nidhi. And basically, I think our generation of students are coming with a very different kind of framework, and I just needed to get a perspective as to what are the tools needed because we are not formally trained as management people to get the best out of them. So I just thought I will attend and understand it. So I'm in a higher management status at the institute. So there are other
Thank you
kinds
very much.
of younger colleagues.
Thank you very much. We can listen to
Hello.
more people.
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Good morning, sir. My name is
Please keep your
Pradyumna.
phone on mute.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Pradyumna. I'm calling from Bangalore.
Yes, sir.
I am here for this session because I want to generate effective communication with my trainer. I am getting trained as a stock trader.
Trained as a? You're getting trained as a?
I think he said stock trading.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good morning, Professor Balaji. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm calling from Bhubaneswar. My name is Bhigu Bakshipatra.
Your name is?
Nidhi is a very dear friend. That was the first reason. The second reason is causing incredible performance. This whole name sounded very interesting, and I was very inquisitive about what exactly you're going to talk about. and that's the reason I'm here. I'm into politics, so I do not know how management and what you're going to suggest today would help me, but I'm just taking it a try.
Very good. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Having you say you are in politics, what do you do?
I'm the General Secretary of Bharatiya Janata Party in the state of Odisha.
Okay, very good.
I contested the last parliament elections from Berhampur, Lok Sabha.
Okay, wonderful, sir. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is Raghu Kumar. I'm calling from Trivandrum, Kerala.
പറയൂ.
ഞാൻ സാറിന്റെ സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് ആണ്. I was a student at IRMA also. So actually I was in dairy sector and now I am moved into a consultancy firm. So as you know, whatever we do, whatever we perform, actually we learned in total quality management. It's a continuous improvement. It's a continuous. So how I perform a task as a person or as a official or as a consultant, so how I can improve my performance. So all the throughout the year we are undergoing many trainings, but we are very curious to know how sir is going to give this incredible performance, how sir is going to influence us through this webinar and these sessions. Thank you very much, sir.
Got that. Thank you very much, Raghu.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so thanks to all of you who shared about what interested you in this webinar. My request to you is this. In this webinar, I'm going to introduce the Causing Incredible Performance framework. I'm going to introduce it. I will not be able to deal with that in great. And my request to you is, as I am going through the presentation, bring your life into this picture. Everything which I say, keep connecting with your life. What is it that you would like to cause incredible performance about? How would each and every word which I speak in this webinar impact you? So be selfish in this webinar, wanting to take away as much as you can in this an hour or so. Please do that. Okay, let's move to the next slide. I'm going to start with 5 stories. These are stories of real life in which people produced astonishing results in variety of things. And I just picked up 5 of them out of more than 350 such examples. And I deliberately chose these kinds of examples for 2 reasons. Number 1, to show you that incredible performance framework works in any kind of a context. By which I mean it could work in your personal life, it can work in your professional life, and it can work on anything you want. So that is one thing I want to convey by the example which I chose. Second thing, you will also get a feel for what do we mean by incredible performance. What level of performance is incredible? So those are the 2 reasons. Those are the 2 things I want you to watch out for when I give you these examples. And these are real life. Okay. The first is about effectiveness. Every one of us wants to be effective. We want to achieve our goals. That is the meaning of effectiveness. And I am going to choose a government program in which the kind of effectiveness which was caused. And this is the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. And in the state of Orissa, we did a 3-month CIP work. It was thought that in 3 months' time, 8.4 lakh refills would be bought by the women who were given the free connections earlier. And this, the 8.4 itself, was a bit of a stretch. And by applying the CIP framework, the number of refills which were actually sold in 3 months' time was more than 2 times of what would have actually been possible. 11.11 lakh cylinders got sold as against what was originally thought as not more than 8.4 at a stretch. We're talking about, in this case, at least double the effectiveness. some of you are already wanting to start enterprises maybe, or you are in the process of starting enterprises, you have already started enterprise. So I'm looking at that kind of an example, starting off something, right? And here is Starlight Nutrition. And Starlight Nutrition is the real name of this wellness center. I have the permission from the owner of this wellness center to say that name. And Starlight Wellness Center, it was started by a dietitian, nutritionist, who had been in the field of nutrition dietitian for almost 15 years. And she wanted to start a wellness center of her own. And at that time, all that she wanted to do was to provide preventive health care. And that will start after she started applying the CIP framework. She had, in first 3 months time, she had this number of new clients. First month, 8 new clients. Second month, 28 new clients. Third month, 31 new clients. And that was a big deal for her because in 15, 16 years of her work, she had never, ever gotten a single client by herself. She used to go to a hospital and people will come to her and she would give her advice, counsel. That's it. But now she started this enterprise on her own. And at the end of 3 years, she had 2,000 plus clients. And while she wanted to do only preventive health care, the range of services she has now is huge. She has a whole range of services apart from providing counseling for preventive health care. Can you move to the next one? So how many of you have had hobbies? Neeraj, are you moving or am I moving the slides?
I think I'm moving.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So you are on the slide restarting hobby?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can all of you see the slide? Okay. So I don't know how many of you had hobbies which were very, very dear to you, but you have not taken up this hobby in the last maybe several years. And here is an example from the personal life, if you wish, of a young man who was a passionate trekker. But then for 4 or 5 years, he had stopped trekking. And by applying CIP framework, he said he would trek in the upper hills of Sikkim, that too in the middle of winter. And he said he was sure to trek 12 kilometers in that kind of a climate in a period of 3 days, over a period of 3 days. He was sure to do that. And he said, okay, if he stretched himself a bit, he could max travel not more than 20 kilometers in 3 days. That itself was a huge stretch for him. What did he actually do? He trekked 38.4 kilometers in 3 days. More than 3 times what he was sure to do. Go to the next slide. So all of us want to improve our productivity in whatever we do. And here is a case of a software company in which the productivity was measured in terms of effort overrun. And for those of you who don't know what effort overrun is, it is simply that the actual man hours spent to the man hours estimated or proposed. So effort overrun is when the person hours which you had originally planned for estimated, the actual is more than that. That is called an effort overrun. And in this particular project, where the project manager applied the CIP framework, at the start of her application of the CIP framework, the effort overrun was 72%, even at that time. And applying the CIP framework in 12 weeks' time, she brought it down to 38%. And in the next 7 weeks, She brought it down to 4.2%, unheard of. 72% to 4.2% in what, about 19 weeks? That's what was possible. Next slide. So many of you may also be interested in the field of income. If you are in the business or doing something, what about revenues? Sorry?
Doctor, slides are not moving.
Neeraj?
Neeraj, you'll have to share the slides as a screen share.
Yeah, we are on slide number 8.
Neeraj, you are sharing the slides as a PowerPoint file. Share it as a screen share, please.
It is a screen share.
So are you on this? Are you on the slide which says sales value of purchase orders?
No.
That is what you are getting.
How do stories show is coming up?
Yes.
Also see how do
Which
the
one?
stories show.
Blank.
Slide 8 has
Blank.
come. Slide 8 has come. Values of purchase order.
Okay. So this is an animated slide. So Neeraj, you animate only when I say it, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is an example of how in one company dramatically increase the value of the purchase order, which is resulting in sales. So let me also, in the process of explaining this example,
You're not audible.
Mute. Balaji. You're on mute. Balaji, you're on mute. Please unmute yourself. Balaji, please unmute yourself.
You can also unmute him if you're the organizer.
He is a presenter.
You have control. You can do it for Balaji.
You can unmute him.
okay, how about now?
Yeah, you're back. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's audible.
So here on the slide, sales value of purchase orders, and the first animator is business as usual goal. On that?
Yes.
Okay. So the first goal we get to set is what is called the business as usual goal. A business as usual goal is a goal which you are almost 100% sure of achieving in that given context. That's a business as usual goal. We could set what is we call a stretch goal, which is slightly more than a 100% sure goal. And I think the next goal we get people to set is called an impossible goal. An impossible goal is a goal which that person says, I can't achieve in a given period of time. Beyond this, I can't achieve, I'm 100% sure. So these three goals we get coach people to set first in whatever they want to cause incredible performance on. And in this case of example, we're talking about a senior sales executive who had to bring purchase orders. And then the last goal is an incredible goal. And why is it set in the last? Because we define in the CIP framework an incredible goal as a goal which is more than the stretch goal and less than the impossible goal. We want a goal to be still in the range of some level of reality. So we are not talking about anything is possible. No, we are saying anything is not possible in a given period of time. So The last goal, which people set, is an incredible goal. Neeraj, move. So this sales executive who works in an engineering company, which is in the business of producing machines to be installed in factories, he set an incredible goal, sorry, a business as usual goal of getting purchase orders worth 3.5 crores in a period of 6 weeks' time against the company given target of 4 crores. He said, I can't achieve 4 crores anyway. I've never done it in the last 3 quarters. And this is the 4th quarter, I can't get 4 crores. And therefore, what I am 100% sure of getting is 3.5 crores. Next. His goal was 5 crores. He said, if at all I stretch as much as I can max get to 5 in a period of 6 weeks' time. And then he set his impossible goal. He said, beyond 25 crores, I can't get. Okay. Then what could his incredible goal be? It has to be something between 5 crores and 25 crores. It could be anywhere in that range. It could be closer to 5, it could be closer to 25. And he set an incredible goal of 17.5 crores. And how much did he actually achieve? 20.83 crores was his actual achievement, which was below his impossible goal, all right. But then more than his incredible goal and more than 6 times what he thought he would normally produce. So I'm hoping that you're getting a sense of the kind of variety of contexts in which people have caused incredible performance by applying this framework, and the magnitude of results which we are talking about compared to what I think I can produce in the normal course of events. How much did I actually produce? Okay, let's move on. So what do these stories show? Next slide, Neeraj. These stories show, and we are talking about 350 such examples, right? A variety of people. There is no pattern in the kind of people who produce incredible performance. A variety of people have produced quantum leaps in results. That is what we are talking about. We are not talking about minor improvements of 5%, 10%, 25%. We are not talking about that. We are talking about quantum leaps in performance, in the results they produce in short period of time, anywhere from 6 weeks to 3 months, 4 months. And on a variety of matters, people have produced incredible results in anything which an organization would be interested in. You talk about revenue increases, cost reductions, productivity going up, efficiency going up, profitability going up, new product services getting introduced, customer delight going up, employee career going up, anything people want, they have been able to produce results. And in a variety of contexts. So the context of the sales was completely different from the context in which somebody went and sold cylinders, right? And how did they produce such astonishing results? Simple. They already had some domain knowledge, subject matter expertise. And on top of it, all that they did was to apply the CIP framework, causing incredible performance framework. That's all they did. What do all these things mean for you? Now, I mean, I said about examples from somebody else. So what does it mean for you? First, each and every one of you in this webinar, each and every one of you can cause incredible results in any aspect of your life. The aspect of your life could be at work, outside work. Hey, Neeraj, are you on that slide? What do all these mean for you? Neeraj?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Second, next animation. And for you to cause incredible results for this, you need to apply the CIP framework, as simple as that. That's all you need to do. You don't need additional your subject matter expertise, your domain expertise. You don't need anything more of those. Not that they are not required, but for causing incredible performance, you don't need that. With your existing level of domain professional expertise, you apply the CIP framework, you can cause incredible results. None of the examples which I gave you, we coached or we train people in that domain knowledge. Okay. Okay. I said you can cause incredible performance, but do you need to? Do you need to do it at all? Actually not. You don't have to cause incredible performance. It is not compulsory. But I want to bring you the context in which we are today. The notorious COVID situation. So, before the COVID situation struck us, in anything which you and I wanted, we have been producing certain kinds of results. That's a normal result. Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, what has COVID resulted in? It has thrown the whole world out of gear. Economies have shrunk dramatically, and in some cases, it is expected that they would even shrink negative. Economies have shrunk. Companies have closed, and they have taken a huge beating in any parameter of business. Individuals, you and I, have been impacted dramatically, psychologically, emotionally. People are scared, people are worried, people are insecure. That's what's happening to each one of us. And internationally, there is a geopolitics which is happening. Countries are blaming one another. That's what's happening. The whole point, the normal has deteriorated all over, and that seems to be secular by and large, barring some exceptions. That's what we are in now. And whatever we read in the press, it looks like this is going to remain for a while. And we have to get to at least our original situation and actually do much better to compensate whatever we are losing, right? That's what needs to happen. And that is incredible. Each one of us has to produce results in anything you and I want. Anything you and I want, we cannot afford to continue to produce whatever little we can produce. No, it's required that we produce incredible results. And that is the context I want to place before you. And there are a lot of people who have certain questions, right? Can look at that as we go along. Let me take it to you and interact with you a bit. So I'm going to ask this question. Neeraj, that question is there. What do you want to cause incredible performance then? Let me hear from some of you.
Balaji, may I interrupt for 10 seconds? Can you hold your mobile such that we can see you? Right now we are seeing the ceiling fan. Yeah, this is much better. Thanks.
Ceiling fan was better than my face. Okay. So can I hear some of you say, now that with this little introduction I've given you, what do you want to cause incredible performance in? And after this, we straight away go to introducing the framework.
Sir, my name is Vishal Mahajan.
Yes.
I would like to cause a quantum jump in my company's revenues despite the situation.
Wonderful. Thank you. Company revenue. Okay. Some more people, can you say what do you want to cause incredible performance about?
Hello, sir. This is Sham. Can you hear me? Yeah. Hi.
Yes, I can hear you, Sham.
I work as a professor in the United States in a university in a business administration department, and I'm trying to increase my quality of research and also my discourse in class. So I thought this framework would be applicable to my endeavors.
Research
and
what
my
about class? Effectiveness in the class.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, okay, got it. Thank you, Sham.
Thank you.
Some more,
Hello,
including
sir.
people who said it. Yes.
Hello. Sir, this
Yeah,
is
please go
Shraddha.
ahead.
Sir,
Yes, Shraddha.
though I am running a school, yet I have heard many cases regarding many people have increased their growth in business, but I am more interested in like balancing my physical and mental health. I'm more interested if this causing
Whose mental health?
incredible performance can help me out in that, because I feel that is more like impossible to me to take care, to make a balance in that physical and
Balance
mainly
between?
mental health, between my mental and physical health.
Oh, got it.
Basically mental health,
Okay,
because it
thank you.
is at times it hampers my business and
Productive.
other things. Yeah,
Sure.
productivity.
Thank you. Thank you, Shraddha. Couple of more people say what do you like to cause incredible performance about? And
Sir,
yes, please go ahead.
I'm Rekhu Kumar. Sir, I'm Rekhu Kumar.
Yes, Raghu.
Yeah. Actually, my organization, which is basically a consultant organization, we were depending on governments for various activities that generates the revenue. But during the due to the impact of COVID, the government has withdrawn many areas, and their focus will be different in the post-COVID scenario. So during the incredible performance, by applying the framework, what I feel is that we should search for new avenues where the government is going to focus during the post-COVID period, so that our organization will grow further.
And you're consulting on what?
We are mainly working for government. We are doing training, evaluation, impact assessment, project preparation, everything.
Okay.
So now they are shifting their focus. The government is shifting their focus in the post-COVID scenario. So how we can cope up with that situation? How we can perform in this cope up with the situation during the post-COVID period? That's what.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Can all of you please go on mute?
Yeah.
Yes, madam. I can see somebody on the screen.
Balaji, I have a couple of comments on the chat. I have Varadarajan who says he wants to create an alternative to campus placements for all colleges. The current model is broken, he says. Right, and then I have Vijay who says he wants to cause incredible performance in service quality at the point of service itself by people who are technically competent but not customer oriented.
Okay. A few more.
None on the chat, Balaji.
Okay, others who have not sent through the chats.
Sir Balaji, it's Nambi
Can you
here.
say what you would like to cause incredible performance? Yeah.
Sir Balaji, good afternoon. This is Nambi here.
Yes, Mr. Nambi.
I'm one of your students, by the way, 8th batch Irma. My purpose is basically I'm just taking up a new job in a smaller company now, which is basically doing software for pilots and mechanics. So with this COVID situation, the industry is in a bad shape. So I'm just trying to see whether I can still be able to produce internal performance in a new job, right? When the industry outlook is pretty bad.
When you say incredible performance in the new job,
Yeah, basically it's
incredible performance about the new job itself.
Yeah.
Getting into your new job itself.
Correct.
Okay. Couple of more people.
Hello, Hello, Balaji. This is Naqib Alam.
Hey, Naqib, how are you? Hey, wonderful to have you. I'm sorry I didn't answer your call.
I was
Yes,
waiting
Naqib.
for a very long time. I'm re-engineering myself, and I'm getting into digital marketing. So that and the whole situation is changing. So the profession has to be taken online, and we have to make a difference at a much larger level and very fast and quick. So I'm trying to re-engineer myself during the COVID.
Hey, what others, if you can say, what is this? So if you can tell also what is the profession that others will benefit.
My profession is actually HR. For the benefit of others, you know it. I don't have to tell you. And
I'm talking with others. I know.
Yeah, so in HR for the entire career. Now after retirement, I've been doing consulting now and training and whatever. Uh, and now I'm trying to become a digital expert so that I can take entire business to digital mode. If not all, maybe part
digitally.
of it digitally, and increase the reach. That is where, and that's one thing. And the second thing is that I have heard so much from you about CIP that I'm really convinced that it is going to help me, and maybe I can promote CIP also. Who knows?
Wow. You can actually be a friend later if you want. Really? No jokes?
No, it is not a
That's
joke.
how.
Yeah, this is how it is, and
Wonderful.
everything is possible.
I really got you. Okay. Yes. A lot. And it's such a pleasure to have such friends. I'm really touched. Thanks a lot. So that's how it is, right? So there are people who want to cause incredible performance in a whole range of matters. And now let me go straight to the CIP framework. Before I move it as a part of the framework, I want to introduce you to certain terms which we frequently use in the CIP framework. When I say those, it may sound so obvious, but then oftentimes we have found just understanding the terms and the differences among seems to be a huge difference to people. So let me introduce these terms. First, action. Action is what you and I do. We walk, we eat, we type mail, we plan, we think, actions. These are all actions, what one does. Let me complete, and then if somebody has a question, I can answer. Second, result. Result is an outcome of an action. Every action has some result or other. There is no action in the world which does not have a, may not be, but every action has an outcome. More than one, maybe. So a result is the outcome or outcome of an action. And why am I saying this? Goal is different from result. It is different from action. Goal is a result that one intends to achieve and in a specific time. There are a lot of people in your registration forms ask how to do this, how to do that, and how to achieve this. And even now, people talk about how to. Oftentimes, our experience is that when people say how to, we talk about what action should I take. We talk about goal is not action. We confuse goal with action. Oftentimes, I ask people, Okay, you want to cause incredible performance. What is the goal you want to achieve? They talk about what they want to do. Goal is not what you want to do. Goal is what you want to achieve by doing what I want to do. And a goal needs to have a specific time period. Otherwise, it's not a goal. Okay, let me pause here. Anybody wants to ask a couple of quick questions before we move on? There are 3 more terms I want to introduce you to.
Please settle the slide.
Let's not confuse between these 3. Sorry?
बस slide management थोड़ा
Slide is still on 9th.
Neeraj? Okay. So there are 3 words I introduce. You just make a note of it if you want to before the slides come. Action, result, outcome. Result and goal. These are very, very different. Goal is what you want to achieve.
So
With an intention of achieving that, you take action, what you do certain things, and whatever you do produces certain outcome, which is the result. We have to be absolutely clear about these 3 words. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, Raghu?
What is the difference between result and goal? I think both are same.
Can you see the slide on your screen?
Yeah, I can.
Can you read out?
Result.
What is result?
Result is outcome.
Yeah. What is goal?
Result that one
intends to achieve. I may have a goal of saying I want to earn 2 lakhs of rupees per month. That is my goal. That is what I intend to achieve. The result is the actual outcome. Maybe 2 lakhs, maybe less than 2 lakhs, maybe more than 2 lakhs. For example, in the example which I talked about value purchase orders, this guy had an incredible 17.5 crore worth of purchase orders. That was a goal. That is what he wanted to achieve. What he actually achieved was 28.83. That's the result. Do you see the difference between outcome, result, and goal, Raghu? Hello? Some of you wanted to marry, that was your goal. You married somebody else, that is the outcome. You did not achieve your goal in whom you wanted to marry. Okay. So is there any more questions, David? Are there some chats?
No, nothing specific to this question.
No. Okay, let me move on. Okay. So Neeraj, is the slide up?
Yeah, understood. What is the difference between
terms in the CIP? Okay. And this, Raghu, I think you made a big contribution to this set of questions simply because this is a major confusion in people. Thank you. Okay. And what is the difference in high performance between both actions and results? Because actions and results cannot be separated. Every action has a result. Every result will come. So you can't differentiate. You can't separate actions from results. It's not only action. Dictionary will tell you performance is something connected to doing things, action. Now, we're saying performance is actions plus results. Incredible, simple, far beyond normal. Okay, but there is a way by which we coach people to set an incredible goal and achieve an incredible result. Okay, what is causing? That is a key in CIP. Causing, making something happen deliberately and not letting something happen. Sometimes an incredible result comes, or some result comes and you and I can't believe, oh, that happened, is it? No, we are not talking about that here. We are talking about making that result happen deliberately and not just allowing certain things to happen. And what do we mean by deliberate? Next one. It's got three elements to it. It's got a purposefulness, a goal, thoughtfulness, a plan of action, thoughtful thinking through how to achieve that goal, and doing that willingly. All the three are a part of deliberate. So when I cause something, I am making something happen deliberately, by which I mean I have a goal, I think through how to achieve it, and then do that willingly. So these are the 6 terms which we frequently use in the CIP framework. Let me move on. So according to the original schedule, we have 5 more minutes, and we started late, but any of you said, no, my contract was for 70 minutes and I need to drop off, your choice. I'll just get straight back. Okay. The CIP framework, go to the next slide. CIP framework has 3 foci and 10 action principles. Next slide. What are the 3 focuses? First, results. This is an obsessive focus of CIP. Result, keep in mind, result is outcome. And what kind of results? Not any kind of result, but results which are very clearly measurable. Including, if I say, well, I want my work-life balance, I want my mental peace, how are we going to measure that? And we have measured those kinds of things too. Similar kinds of things, not necessarily. So we have measured. We have come up with measurable goals for work-life balance. We have come up with measurable goal. I want to improve my career. I want to increase, and so on and so forth. Right? Those results need to be measurable. Second, it's not any result which you produce, but results against preset incredible goals. You have to state your incredible goal first. Before you, and as a part of the CIP framework, we coach you to set your incredible goal to begin with, and then achieve a result against that preset goals. Third, the incredible goal is not something which is set by somebody else. For instance, if Nakib wants to cause an incredible performance, Nakib will set his incredible goal. Nobody else can tell him what should his incredible goal be. We have had this issue in organizations. Organizations set targets for its employees. No, we don't do that. We will not accept it. CIP will not train people to achieve the company's set targets. CIP is 100% empowering. The person who's causing incredible performance says, this is my incredible goal on this matter. Go to the next one. Okay, now tell me, what do you think produces results? Can I have some answers? What produces results? If there are participants in the webinar who have gone through this program, you people keep your mouth closed.
Sustained action.
Okay, very good. Quickly, let's go quick. What produces results? Yes, please unmute your phone and speak and keep mute your phone.
Yeah, only
Actions produce results.
What?
Actions produce results.
Who said this?
This is
Who
Sharath.
said this?
Sharath.
Okay.
Hi, I'm
What
Radhika
is,
here.
what? Yes, Radhika.
Yeah, the
What
action
produces
towards
results?
yeah, the result can be achieved only by the action if our action is towards the goal.
Okay. Thank you. What else produces the results?
Hi, this is Sendil here.
Yeah.
There is no need of action or anything. Even if you are intervening or not intervening, the results come. Whether it is intended or not intended, that might be the different story. Yeah.
I'm asking what produces results then?
Yeah.
Results come, no? They
Yeah.
should come from some source. What's the
Yes.
source?
Yeah. So this is from whatever your intended or your unintended actions.
So it is action.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
So doing,
yes.
Yeah, planning,
Hello?
doing feedback, all this will take you to the results that you are desiring.
No, we are not talking about desired result. I'm talking about any result.
Yeah, any result will be by action only, but if you want some.
Okay, we are not talking about what kind of a result. We are saying the question is very simple. Irrespective of what the result is, what produces results? And only actions produce results. Only actions. This is very critical for each one of you to realize. Nothing else produces results. Your competence, your dedication, your passion, your commitment, your skill, your experience, the kind of boss you have, the kind of team you have, the kind of context you are in, the kind of resources you have, money, any other resource. None of those produces results. Incredible. I'm not saying they are not required, but they don't produce results. Only actions produce results. The first word is very important, only. So that's the second focus. We all the time in CIP, we talk about what actions, what actions, what action. What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? What can you do? What can you do? What can you do? What can you do? Okay, next. The individual. Why? So what I mean by this is that we focus on the individual and not on the organization, structure, systems, culture, processes. No, none of those. We focus on the individual. So the CIP is an individual intervention. And why individual? So I'm going to say something. I will not elaborate now. If anybody wants an elaboration of this, you can call me or any of the three other facilitators up and ask. That's because only individuals have goals and take actions. Only individuals have goals. Only individuals take action. So the focus is on the individual. So what are we focusing on? We are focusing the CIP on the individual to set incredible goals which are measurable and take actions to achieve the goal. As simple as that. Let me pause here. Anybody wants to ask a question or two? So I may take another max 10 minutes from my side. Okay, let me move on. And if anybody wants to ask a question, you can do it after I finish. Okay? Okay. So coming from actions produce results and only actions produce results, the CIP framework has 10 action principles. First is declare an incredible goal. We start with declaring an incredible goal. That is the starting point for CIP. Because we set We are focusing on results against preset goals. And in this case, it's an incredible goal. You say, okay, now I want to reinvent myself. I want to increase my research, whatever. I want a new job. I want to cause an incredible performance about new job. I want my mental balance. Whatever you say, we have to set an incredible goal which is very measurable. That is the starting point. Starting from what you want, we go to setting an incredible goal. And then you have to discover a compelling purpose for achieving the goal. Which means by achieving the goal, what is a strong reason for you to achieve this goal? Can you hear?
Yes, sir.
We can hear.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can
So
hear.
a compelling purpose is that very strong reason for you to go and achieve your goal. Let me make this statement and leave you to think. If you look at your life, there are many goals which you have set. Some of the goals you achieved, some of the goals you did not achieve. How come? I'll leave you that question. Same person, you achieve some goals and you don't achieve some goals. That's true of you, that's true of me too. So once you have declared your incredible goal and discovered a compelling purpose, you have to rally others. That means you have to get others to support you in achieving this goal. You and I have never, ever produced any result in our lives by ourselves. There was always someone directly or indirectly involved in achieving results, in us achieving results. So you have to rally people. You have to get people to support in achieving your incredible goal. And you and that people whom you rallied, you have to execute your action plans with very, very ruthless focus. Some of you are struggling with something. See whether you're being ruthless about what you want to achieve, or does your heart melt? Your heart bleeds for yourself to begin with. By ruthless, we don't mean inhuman. Okay. And we have this action principle called 4V for the future. Consider that right now, there's a very peculiar term which I came up with. It is conducting reviews in a particular way with a focus on achieving something in the future, unlike the current reviews which are all postmortems. So as you are executing with ruthless focus, periodically you review the extent to which you have achieved your goal, and that is this principle. The sixth one, as you review, and particularly in the context of causing incredible performance, you will come up with obstacles. And the reviews will show you that there are obstacles ahead. And you need to overcome those obstacles for you to achieve your incredible goal. If you do not have obstacles while in your journey to cause incredible goal, consider that your goal is not incredible. And some of the obstacles which you come across in causing incredible performance would be those which you have not had an experience of handling before. Okay, so those 6 action items seem to be good enough for us to perform anything. Then, what are the remaining 4? Here are the 3 of the remaining 4. Reset mind, be present, simplify. these 3 action principles we call foundation action principles. They're foundation because these 3 you need to keep applying when you're doing the remaining 6. And finally, the foundation of foundations, the action principle called commit and account, that we have found to be the most fundamental principle for causing incredible performance. If the practice of committing and accounting is low, then the remaining remaining 9 don't work. Say a few more things about these principles, but a couple of them now. So there are 10 action principles. Number 1, there are 10 action principles. You still need to know, how do I commit? How do I be present? How do I rally others? We'll come to that. So they are principles, and like every principle in our life, for us to show that principle, we show it only in action. So there are actions for each of these action principles. And these are action principles, and if you look at the way they are labeled, they are all labeled as verbs to show that they are action principles. And final statement about these action principles is that for you to cause incredible result, you have to apply all the 10. You can't apply only one of those principles or 2 of those principles and expect to cause incredible performance. When you apply any 1 or 2, you will cause a result which is different from what you would have normally caused. But that is not an incredible performance. For you to cause incredible performance, you have to apply all the 10. Because they work as a system. They are all interconnected. And there is no interconnectedness. There are multiple. And there are actions for each action principle. Go to the next slide, Neeraj. And there are 3 or more actions per action principle. And for every action, for you and me to take any action, we need tools. So there are a few tools in the CIP frameworks. Some of the tools we have come up with, some of the tools we have borrowed from somewhere else by acknowledging. So that is what the CIP framework is all about. As simple as that. 10 action principles. So forget about the foci and all that, okay? All that you need to know is the CIP framework is extraordinarily simple. There are 10 action principles. For each action principle, there is a set of actions which you need to do. And finally, there are tools for you to take those actions. That's all. No theory, no great research findings to be explained to you, no didactics, none of those. We simply say, here is a set of 10 sets of actions, and here is a set of tools, go and use it. That's it. As simple as that. Okay. What's the next for you? About to end this webinar now. What I've done is to give you a very, very big overview of the CIP framework. And now, for you to cause incredible performance, you need to understand the framework in detail, which means you need to understand the actions, right? What are those actions under the 10 action principles? And what are the tools and how to use those tools? That's what you need to understand. And understanding the CIP framework in whatever level of detail will not produce incredible performance. You will not produce incredible performance by understanding. I promise you that. You have to apply the CIP framework, which means you have to take the actions under the action principles for you to cause incredible performance. But you can't take those actions unless you understand, right? So these have to go together. And what is available for you to understand it in greater detail, you can understand it in many, many ways. So there is a website on causing incredible performance. Simply type causingincredibleperformance.in. That's the website. We have a web app course on CIP, which is for about 3.5 hours. And you can understand it one-on-one. You can call any one of us and we'll help you understand it. Or some of you who want to cause incredible performance in an organizational context, and if you are the decision maker or you can influence, you can organize in-house programs for us to come and help you understand. Or a few of you, maybe particularly people in startups, right? If there are people in this webinar who are from startups or started up something, it's difficult for a startup to do it, to understand it. Maybe a few of you can join together. Maybe some of you in a family can join together, whatever. You form your own small groups and we can help you understand the CIP framework in detail. And importantly, we are coming up with an online course. We already done one course. Now, we are coming up with an online course. So as soon as this webinar is over, all of you who are in this webinar will get a mail which gives you the information about the online course. It's a 12-hour session spread over 2 weekends, Saturday, Sunday, 3 hours each. There's an online course coming up at the end of this month. So you can do that. So there are many ways to understand the CIP framework. And for you to apply the CIP framework, we will give you personal coaching on what we call CIP projects. For you to apply, you say, okay, this is what I want to cause incredible performance about, and in this period of time, and we will give you personal coaching to apply the CIP framework. That's what stakes for you. And thanks very much for being on this in this webinar, and I really apologize for overshooting the 70 minutes. And after this, if any of you wants to talk to any of us, like imagine it's an in-person seminar, and so the seminar inside the main hall is over, and we are all coming out and having a cup of tea or coffee or whatever it is, and at that time you will start speaking to some of the seminar presenters. So we 4 are there. I've given you this number, 4 numbers. I'll keep these 4 numbers on. If any of you wants to speak to us after this seminar, you're most welcome to do that. Okay? I can, okay, time now we have, yeah, if anybody wants to comment, you want to ask some questions, we can still go ahead. And others, if you want to leave the seminar, your choice.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, Raghu.
Is it Raghu? I have a question.
Bolo.
How do I know that the goal I declared is the right goal for me?
For instance, what do you mean by that? So when we coach you, let me answer that. When we coach you to set your incredible goal, we'll look at the context. What is the context? Are you setting the right kind of a goal? No, we don't want to stand in a judgment about whether your goal is right or wrong. We only will coach you to think about, is that an appropriate thing to cause incredible result about? Okay. For instance, when I was coaching the managing director of a company, he said that he wants to cause incredible performance about the number of units of a new product which the company had come up with. Number of units of new products sold.
Professor, what I am telling is that if a coconut tree, suppose if a coconut tree declare a goal to produce mangoes, that is not the right goal for the coconut tree, right?
First of all, I'm not talking about trees. I'm talking about Raghu, a human being.
Okay.
Hey. So I don't know about that. Now, are you capable of producing that or not? I don't know. I'm talking about, are you barking up the wrong tree or right tree? That is your choice. What is it that you would like to cause incredible performance about is your choice. We will not tell you, don't do this, do that.
Okay.
Because I don't know your context.
Okay.
All that we say is, You can come up with 3 or 4 options.
Okay.
I'm not very, you can say, I'm not very sure whether I should cause incredible performance on this or that. We can help you think through that and make a decision. That's your decision.
Okay.
But in an organizational context, for example, we say, okay, talk to your manager, and between the two of you, you agree on what you want to cause incredible performance about. But what actually is incredible goal, you will say.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You got it?
Yeah, thank you.
So just to quickly complete this example of this managing director, I said, as a you should be worried about the financial performances, right? Okay.